In the belief system, we all have beliefs. I believe we filter the world based on things on our window. And let me kind of bring that to life for you. Sometimes we have blind spots. Sometimes we have distinctions we're not seeing. And sometimes there are perspectives we need to look at. And the way this plays out is this, like here. Any of us could be on the left. So just imagine you're on the left, and on the right is the world. Between you and the world is a window in this model. On the window are red dots, and those red dots represent principles. Where do we get our principles? Primarily from our where? Parents. Everybody agree, from our parents or our upbringing? As we go through life, where else do we get our principles? Experiences, people around us, people we work with, books we read, videos, school, training, events. True? Now watch the screen for a minute. Sometimes our principles are outdated or inaccurate, and therefore we're not able to accelerate to the level we could. Let me give you some simple examples. One that I shared at lunch with some of the leaders is this. How many of you grew up with this one? Always clean your plate. Hands up if you grew up with that one. Do you believe that's a good principle? But many of us still sometimes have this tendency to go, oh, I don't want to waste the food, and we fill ourselves up too full, versus moving the plate out of our way so that our digestive system kicks in and we don't overeat. That's a good point. Would you agree? Simple point. Now here's another one. How many of you grew up with this one? Sticks and stones will break your bones, but names will never hurt you. How about this? As a leader, what you say to someone can impact their life for a long time, can it? You can hit them in the eye and it heals up in 6 weeks, but what you say to someone really matters. So for example, how many of you have kids? Does anybody in here have names for their kids so your kids live up to those names? Like I have one daughter that I call my cheerleader and one daughter my champion. And when I send text to them or I send a note to them or I talk to them, I give them those words so that they can live up to those names. That's a cool deal. When you have people on your team, right, associates that are underneath you, do you find where they have a great quality and call them by that quality and then they bring that quality out even more? That's a great point for leaders. Some of you probably do that. Some of you, maybe that's not on your window. Here's one for you. In 1996, I had an office in Detroit. One of my guys comes up to me and says, Tony, we're going to start doing email. I said, Gifford, no, we don't do email. We do faxes. You check in a hotel, the fax is all printed, it's nice and organized. And then I said, what's an email? Because I was blinded. And I'm suggesting all of us have blind spots. And how do we deal with blind spots? Matter of fact, let me show you this one. When you look at the FedEx truck, how many of you, as you've seen this logo for years, can tell me where the serving spoon is in the logo? Now, the front row should be able to show, right? Because I showed you this a little bit ago, right? Most people don't see it. Some people see the arrow, but what they did is they embedded a little subliminal message called serving fast in the logo. Pretty interesting, huh? And if you'll notice, it says blind spots at the top. Some of us, all of us, have blind spots in what we do every day. So how do you deal with those? I'd like you to write this down. Here's 4 solutions to blind spots. One is to have mentors. People that really excel well have mentors. How many of you in the room, usually it's a small number, have a mentor that really pours into you? Hands up. Nice job. How many need to get a mentor to pour into you? Great, good takeaway. All right, next one is a coach. A coach is like a mentor, only you pay them. And a coach helps you see blind spots and helps you be better. How many of you have ever had a life or business coach? How many should get one? Right, consider it, okay? Number 3, trusted colleague. Someone that maybe is an associate sitting in this room can help you see things, right? How many of you really have good trusted colleagues sitting in this room? How many should get some more trusted colleagues to help you, right? The last one is resources. Let's ask this question again. How many of you have resources coming into your life, like books and videos and audios, so you're uncovering blind spots of people that have taken the time to develop those books, right? It's a good thing to do. How many need to do better on that whole personal development piece, right? It's not good or bad, it's just here's 4 things that I'm encouraging us to all consider as a takeaway from my message today so we can go out and accelerate results.